Alright guys, oh boy, hasn't it been an interesting week? I decided to take a bit of a week off, try and get some of my other work done. You know, I've been monitoring the news, heard about some incident involving a noose, Confederate flag, and a race car driver, and I thought, this sounds familiar. Now, I know a lot of people are going to sit there and claim they thought it was a little bit suspicious at the start, but no, I actually did. I'm sorry, but they have been trying to get rid of the Confederate flag from NASCAR for years. And right as there is protest and rioting happening around the world regarding Black Lives Matter, someone, a black driver, finds a noose hanging in his garage. And I thought, boy, that's convenient timing. That's really convenient. That if it had been like 3 months before, 3 months after, I thought maybe more likely. But just as the world is literally rioting, they happen to find the noose. And I was going to make a video, and I really was. I was going to make a video saying this is suspicious as hell. But I fell asleep on the couch and didn't get to do it. But regardless. And it's like, I'm looking there and I'm thinking, this is just really weird. It's just something just doesn't sit right. And then, you know, I started thinking, you know, these cars, they're worth millions of dollars. Why isn't there CT footage? Why isn't there more security cameras around this area than at the Pentagon, for example? I have security cameras in my house and on my house. Don't worry, they're not hooked up to the internet, but they are hooked up to a recording device, and if anything goes wrong, I can just give the police the recordings. I don't have a race car worth $1 million. And even I've got security cameras. So I'm sitting there thinking, it's weird. You think they want to protect their investment. And then, you know, the whole situation with him with Black Lives Matter. And I'm thinking, oh, this is suspicious as hell. And I'm so glad I was wrong about that. And I wasn't right, because that would just be weird, wouldn't it? That'd be like Jesse Smollett 2.0, people are calling it now. But before we get to the punchline and the cosmic joke that is NASCAR and white guilt, let's talk about what actually happened. So, a noose was found in a garage stall of Bubba Wallace at some speedway. I'm going to try and pronounce that. Talladega Speedway. A noose was found in the garage stall of Darrell Bubba Wallace Jr., the number 43 Richard Petty Motorsports team, Sunday at Talladega Speedway, NASCAR, said in a statement released on Sunday night. The statement reads in full: late this afternoon, NASCAR was made aware of a noose that was found in a garage stall of the 43 team. We are angry and outraged and cannot strongly enough cannot state strongly enough how seriously we are taking this horrendous act. We have launched an immediate investigation and will do everything we can to identify the person responsible or persons responsible and eliminate them from the sport. Wow, that's some harsh words there. Like, I'm glad that this is not a fake claim, because that would be weird. So, obviously, NASCAR is really whipping themselves over. Really, we're bad. We're bad, NASCAR. Bad. They're literally, they're taking a whip and just flogging themselves over this, right? Because how dare NASCAR? NASCAR of all people. How dare they have a racist in their midst? You know, this is NASCAR. This is the $1 million sport, and we are infiltrated by people who do this. How dare he? Now, obviously, the noose found in the garage at Bubba Wallace prompting NASCAR investigation. Not only NASCAR, but the FBI. 16 FBI agents, I believe it was, came down to investigate this. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 5, not 10, not 15, but 16 of them. Apparently, it takes 16 FBI agents to look at security footage. Yeah, because the FBI now is racked with white guilt. Oh, how dare someone do this? Someone hang a noose from a partially black man's racing garage. Yeah. Now, obviously, you know, here he is in front of his Black Lives Matter car because, you know, he's not in any way, biased or, in any way affected by this liberalism as a mental disease that seems to be going around at the moment, right? He's not trying to push an agenda. Now, all fairness, it wasn't him that found it. It was someone else in his car and his racing team, sure. But here he is, standing in front of his Black Lives Matter car. You know, virtual signaling about how Black Lives Matter. Garage door pulls seem not to matter, but we'll get to the cosmic joke of this whole situation. Don't you worry. The Alabama governor decided to whip himself publicly over this. He issued an apology to Bubba Wallace. Everybody is just falling over themselves, issuing an apology before they have the facts. Who would have thought the white guilt was so bad in Alabama? But late Sunday night, NASCAR announced that it launched an investigation into the discovery of a noose hanging in the garage stall of Wallace's team earlier in that day. Now, he's the only full-time African competitor, well, partly African, actually, he's mixed race, but anyway, in NASCAR's top series. I'm shocked and appalled to hear yesterday's vile act against Bubba Wallace. There's no place for the disgusting display in our state. Isms and threats of this nature will be condoned nor tolerated. Will not be condoned or tolerated. Sorry, I forgot the not there, but anyway. And I committed to assist in any way possible to ensure the person responsible for this is caught and punished. Because at the end of the day, white guilt is the best thing that it defeats race. White guilt, I can't say the last part of that word, but you know what I mean. White guilt beats isms. Yeah! White guilt! Now, obviously, at the end of the day, Bubba Wallace even used this platform to ban the Confederate flag. This vile act of someone hanging a noose in his garage. It was used to ban the Confederate flag. Personally, I don't think the Confederate flag is as much as what people think it is. I think it's just the South declaring their southernness. I don't think it has anything to do with isms. But, you know, the left wants to convince everybody that the Confederate flag should be banned because it's a sign of the history, a sign of things that came. And of course, you know, we have to get rid of history now because history is isms. NASCAR's decision to ban the Confederate flag represents a major shift at a sport whose races they have been something or other. Successfully pushing for the ban this week was Bubba Wallace, the man himself who had the noose hanging in his garage. A driver in the NASCAR's top series. So far we've already had white guilt. We've had Confederate flags being banned. We've had people falling over themselves to apologise to this guy. NASCAR expands Confederate flag ban to all championships. Oof! I tell you what, it's glad that this whole situation was not a Jussie Smollett situation, because at the end of the day, that would be weird, wouldn't it? But despite NASCAR banning the Confederates, some isms flew the Confederate flag outside. Oh my God, how dare they? How dare they stand up for their Southern pride? You know, they flew it above a speedway after NASCAR banned it. How dare they? Planes fly the Confederate flag over NASCAR. Oh, these isms, these issists, how dare they stand up for their Southern pride? You know, it's just so typical of the Southerners to go through and to fly that flag that stands for everything that we hate. Thank God we had something like this noose, or this noose hanging in a garage to help push this racial equality. NASCAR's Bubba Wallace was not shocked by a noose found in his garage because he expected this. He's not biased whatsoever. He's obviously, he was fully expecting to find just hundreds of nooses, because he's not affected by a mental disease called liberalism. He's not. He's gone through and he's put on his liberal glasses, or his progressive glasses, I should say, and he's seeing it everywhere. Everywhere in NASCAR has them. He drives around his little car, his Black Lives Matter car, and all he sees as he flies around at hundreds of kilometers an hour is he just sees nooses everywhere. Those glasses, those truth glasses that just show how race is a big, that race isms are a big part of NASCAR. And the white guilt, it was absolutely on display. Here he is here, driving his car, and everyone pushing and walking behind him. Every driver, every crew, just everybody just being behind him, putting him up the front of the pack. Here he is here, getting out of his car, getting up on the door and having a bit of a cry because of the bad people in this country, that the bad people that just, here he is just having a bit of a cry because there's no way he's lapping up this attention at all whatsoever. Here he is, everybody's giving him a hug, so, we stand with you, we'll stand with you, Bubba, you're our hero. Without you, Bubba, This sport would be so ist. It's not funny, Bubba. Oh, thank God, Bubba, you're here. Oh, Bubba. Oh, look at this. Everybody take a selfie. We can post it on Black Lives Matter. Oh, look at them all. Look at all just the white guilt is just everywhere. Hey? Look at them all standing there supporting Bubba. You know, people even, wrote in the ground, stand with Bubba, or I stand with Bubba, and all this sort of stuff. You know, just the guilt. Thank God we have white guilt, I know, because, at the end of the day, it just, here we go, here's
Lord,
Bill.
Help us to succeed in our efforts for change as we remain strong and committed. And Lord, may you guide us on the path towards unity and love. As we talk and work together for a better future for all, may we all be slow to wrath and quick to carefully listen. For our leaders, may together they seek wisdom and actions that will truly bring peace and hope to all. Be with our drivers, teams, officials. Bless them with a safe day of racing. And as we stand together...
I'm sure that speech was no way affected by what they found in the garage. They're talking about equality and stuff. I'm glad we got Bubba. I'm glad Bubba's there. Because obviously at the end of the day, that just goes to show, that without him, this sport would be such an ist. Oh, Bubba, how thankful we are for you, Bubba. Oh, okay. This is a little inconvenient. No hate crime. Maybe there's more to the story, right? Like, because, look, it's not like the whole situation was blown out of control or anything like that, right? So a short time after investigation into reports of the noose found in the garage of NASCAR's lone black full-time driver, the FBI determined that there was first believed to be a noose was actually a pull rope. Oh. Shit. A pull rope, did you say? Maybe they're mistaken, right? It's okay. So here, let's see what they actually had to say. The U.S. Attorney J. Town, the FBI special agent in charge of, I think it was 16 FBI agents, mind you, but anyway, said in its investigation determined, although the noose is now known to have been a garage number 4 in 2019. It's been there since 2019. Like surely late, like December 2019, right? It's not like it's October 2019 and it's been there for like 9 months. Oh, what? It was there early as October. Oh. Right. So let me get this straight. There was a rope attached to a garage door that was used to pull the garage door down, right? And it was like a rope with a noose, and you pulled the door down with like a finger pull. It was like a finger pull, right? So it's still a noose, right? It's still a noose. That still counts. It's not like it was some other knot, right? Like it's still a noose. It's still bad. It's still ist. It's still hanging noose. Yeah. Yeah. Bubba Wallace, there was a noose. Okay, yeah, right. There was a noose. Okay, there was a noose in the garage, but it wasn't directed at me. Okay, well, who was it? Was it directed at some other? Well, you're the only black driver, right? Well, partially black too. You're not even full black, but partially black driver Who else was it aimed at? Was it aimed at another driver or something? Like, because I thought you were the only one. Right? And what was it aimed at, the garage door? Or something? Was that what it was? On CNN tonight, NASCAR driver Bubba Wallace stated that there was found in his garage a noose, pointing to the statements to the FBI and NASCAR leadership in the matter, saying the noose wasn't directed at him. Expressing frustration that people are trying to test my character and the person that I am and my integrity. I hate it when they do that. I hate it when people try and test your integrity. Hey, like at the end of the day, we should just #believe Bubba. Right? That's all it is. I stand with Bubba. Just #believe Bubba. Right? It was a noose. It wasn't like it was some other knot that was found. Right? Because, yeah, it was a noose. Yeah. Those glasses, those liberal or progressive glasses, they showed it was a nest. It was a noose. Right? Yeah. But even though it's been there for 9 months, it just happens that now, when the country is literally rioting, when the world is rioting for Black Lives Matter, some car driver who drives a car with a Black Lives Matter sponsorship just happened to find a noose or a rope that looked like it had a noose on it, that looked like it might have been a threat, but it ended up being hanging from the garage door. There's no way that this was just, blown out of proportion, for example, or even possibly used, and I say this as a speculation, but basically probably could have been also used to, I don't know, flare racial tensions even, right? Because it's not like the headline of the NASCAR and the noose was headline news for days. I had so many troubles finding the original articles about NASCAR and the noose. It was so hard to find all these articles going on about how much of an NASCAR is. Like, NASCAR is just bad people, NASCAR. Like, they just really need to whip themselves with that white guilt. Just white guilt, right? Like, just really whip it in there. Just really whip it, right? Sort of thing. And thank God Bubba Wallace, he's gone on the trusted news network that we all love. He's gone on CNN to explain why this was actually a noose and not some bowline knot that was used just to put a finger pull on a door, for example, right? Because, thank God, because like I believe everything that CNN tells me, right? And like just
what did I say wrong in an interview, whatever it was. And so I'm thinking all the bad things or whatever it could have been that I had done, whatever I said. So he's like, we need to talk in person. So I'm like, okay. So he walks down the motorhome, opens up the door, and the look that he had on his face alerted me in a way that I'll never forget as well. And it's still thinking like, okay, what did I do? Let me know. And now, mind you, I got to the racetrack at...
Anyway, it was so much interesting. But, yeah, we could listen to him dribble on for a while. And thank God, obviously, after this was found not to be a bad person crime, thank God, after all that situation, he's gone through and admitted he was wrong. Thank God he hasn't gone through and doubled down on this and keep insisting that this was a problem. Because,
now, Bubba, good to see you again, sir. Thanks for your time.
Because otherwise it'd be just Jussie Smollett 2.0, right?
Well, NASCAR describing it as a garage door pull that was fashioned like a noose. The FBI saying you were not the target of a hate crime and that it had been there at least since last October. When you found that out on Tuesday, Bubba, what was your initial reaction?
I was relieved, just like...
I was relieved because, It's not like we got the Confederate flag banned from the event. It's not like, this whole NASCAR went out and walked out with my car and pushed me out on the track. And it's not like, we had the Alabama governor going through and, proclaiming his white guilt. I was relieved because this could have been so much worse than it really was.
Just like many others, to know that it wasn't targeted towards me. When I did find out, I was very adamant on searching all the garages and making sure that this wasn't a garage pool, and ended up being one. But
he checked, everybody. He checked to make sure it wasn't in any other garages, and it ended up being the thing that he checked for. Yeah.
The foot, it's a thing that I wouldn't change a thing. I would alert the NASCAR officials and let them kind of take care of it. If I had seen it in person, let them know about it and let them take care of it.
Bubba, to be clear here, it sounds like you don't think that this passes the smell test. It sounds like you're still fairly convinced that what was in that garage stall wasn't a rope pull, but it was a noose, and it was designed to intimidate or make a statement. Is that what you still believe?
It was a rope pull for the garage door. It was attached. The image you see of where it was cut, that's exactly what it was. But it was definitely in the shape of a noose. It wasn't a functioning noose. I talked to the FBI. The two conversations I had with the FBI, which I never thought I'd talk to the FBI in my lifetime, so hey, there's always something new. They said the first one was right after the race and said they're going to do everything in their power to figure it out, and they'll be in contact. And then the second conversation was the final one, to where they gave me the lowdown of all the investigation and research they have completed, and found out that it was a garage pool, but it in fact was a noose. It was not a functioning noose, but it was.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't actually a noose. That's the cosmic joke of this whole situation. What it was, someone tied a knot with a loop. It was a loop that you put your finger through and pull down. It wasn't a functioning noose. What he means by that, it wasn't a noose. If it's not a functioning noose, it ain't a noose, is it? It's more like a bowline or something like that. Something that they would teach you at Scouts. And I can't remember if it's Mark Dice or Matt Christensen. Well, I've just watched 2 videos on this, actually, because I wanted to see what their opinion about the whole situation was. But they went through and they explained that it wasn't actually a noose. Let me see if I can very quickly... I'm thinking it might have been Dice, actually. Oh, and by the way, I just want to say, the media, how about you give Mark Dice a bit of an apology, because you went through and flamed him for calling this out way before the FBI did. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Dice, actually. Let's see. There he is, here. I don't think Mark Dice will mind if we plug his video here for a little bit. Duplicate, and we'll put that up on the screen.
So I just...
Go bloody ad. Right, So, wow, we got more ads. You got to be kidding me, right? Yeah, that's what it was. That's not a noose. Even Mark Dice says that in this video.
Actually, it was what's called a loop knot. You might have learned.
Yeah, a loop knot. That's what it was. It's not a functioning noose. It's a loop knot. You learn it at Scouts. When he says it's not a functioning noose, that's what he means. It's a loop knot. So can we please stop calling this a noose? Because it's not. But, you know, as Tucker Carlson says, the FBI won't arrest rioters, but, 15 agents. Sorry, my bad, I made a mistake. But sent 15 agents to investigate absurd Bubba Wallace News story. You know, obviously at the end of the day, it's not like we got people rioting in streets, smashing up shops. It's not like we got people being shot, left to street to die. Hashtag Durham Dorm, for example. But hey, don't worry. We can send 15 agents to investigate a loop knot hanging on a garage door pull. Those ists loop knots, I tell you, they're the worst people in history. Those loop knots, they just... But anyway. But no, you know, Wallace, he continues to insist it's a noose. It's a non-functioning noose, or is what we would like to call a loop knot. But no, it's a noose to him because those glasses, those progressive glasses he keeps putting on. They keep saying, he just keeps seeing this loop knot everywhere. You know? It has CNN. Have you seen roofs hang like from garage? It's fairly typical. Done the damage that I have done, the damage I have of what I've seen is what's hanging in my garage is not a garage pull. I've been racing all my life. We've raced out of hundreds of garages. I've never heard of garage pulls like that. Really? Because I had one on my garage when I was growing up. My dad actually would put this loop knot on the garage. There was a handle. In Australia, we have roller doors, right? Roller shutters. And they have a metal handle in the center of them. But me, being a kid, not being able to reach the roller shutter when it's all the way up. You know what my dad did? My dad, being the best dad that he is, he put a rope on there for me with a loop knot. And what I'd have to do is I'd have to walk up. I'd have to stick my finger in the loop knot, right? I would go through. I would stick my finger in here, and I would jump up and pull down on it, and that would pull the roller door down. That's what my daddy did for me. Now, I never thought of it as a noose. It's not even the same knot as a noose. I never hung my finger when I did it either. You know, I didn't imagine my finger being, hanging from the knot and getting stuck in it and not being able to get out and wiggling around like he was like a fish on the hook, because the knot doesn't actually slide anywhere. That loop that you see, that's the whole size. It doesn't move. It doesn't adjust. It's a loop knot. My daddy did that. I never thought of it as a noose. So what are you saying? You're saying that you believe it was intended for you that way, or are you? Or what are you saying here? Bubba, it was a noose. Whether tied in 2019, it was a noose. So it wasn't directed at me, but someone tied a noose. No, they didn't. No, they didn't, Bubba. They tied a loop knot. And maybe, just maybe, you need to focus less on Black Lives Matter. Maybe you need to focus a little bit less on I Can't Breathe. Maybe you need to focus a little bit less on this liberalism is a mental disease. Because what it's done, it's caused you to see things that don't exist. Where everybody else saw a garage pull door, you have seen a noose. That's the cosmic joke of this whole situation. You have got a Confederate flag. You were the man who got the Confederate flag banned from NASCAR. And off the heels of that victory, you went on about a noose. Yep. Now, like I said, he wasn't the one that found it, supposedly. Someone in his racing team did, supposedly. The guy that sits there with Black Lives Matter plastered on the side of his car. He didn't find it. Someone else found it. It's very interesting, isn't it? Yeah. Jussie Smollett, you have a cousin. Who would have thought? But guys, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Sorry this video's gone a little bit longer than we normally do. I'll be making some more videos later today, but yeah. Jussie Smollett 2.0 coming at your heart out. How about now we unban the Confederate flag from NASCAR? How about now we get the Confederate flag and we put it on the roof of every car, and every car does laps? Because I tell you, this situation is a cosmic joke. And I am so against banning flags and books and statues and everything else. It's a slippery slope, NASCAR. You need to wake up. Everybody who whips themselves over this, that white guilt, you need to wake up over that. Now look, I'm not saying that Bubba needs to be charged, but there needs some sort of ramification about this. There needs to be some sort of penance. There needs to be some sort of noose guilt, if you like. Because these fake crimes keep adding up. We keep getting fake crimes. And at the end of the day, there doesn't seem to be any discouragement from it happening. At the end of the day, seems like if you fake a crime, Jussie Smollett, for example, for the most part, you get away with it. In fact, the only reason Jussie Smollett is having a problem right now is because he couldn't leave well enough alone. He had to keep pushing. And that's what's caused the problems. They were going to let him off. Now, it wasn't made until he made a rife idiot of himself. I wanted to say another word, but idiot, we'll say. I was going to say D-I-C-K, but we'll say idiot. Rife idiot of himself. That they're now prosecuting him. If he had to shut up and taken the L. Wow. Now, I'm not saying, obviously, this guy's as bad as Jussie Smollett. There's no way. Obviously, Jussie Smollett, obviously, from what we can sort of work out, has deliberately tried to stoke racial tensions. This guy looks like he's just seeing nooses where there's loop knots. But at the end of the day, yeah. But guys, let me know if you like this a little bit more long-form content and this breakdown of the whole situation. I might do these with fake crimes, fake hate crimes. But let me know what your thoughts are in that comment section below. Let me know, do you think I've been too harsh on him? I don't know. Let me know what your thoughts are in that comment section. If this video has been helpful, please smack that like button. If you're new to the channel, welcome and subscribe. Apart from that, guys, I will see you in the next demonetized video, probably later today. This one has gone for longer than I expected. But let me know what your thoughts are, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Have a great night and enjoy.